during Guitar Fest 2024, we introduced a really cool game for the content creators and the influencers and artists and all kinds of people to come in and play this game. The idea is that you have a budget and you can choose among pedals to try and create a rig that's going to work for you. Now we have 24 pedals that we've arranged into 6 different categories at 4 different price points. The idea is you get $11 to spend, so you do some combination of these that's going to work for you. So be sure to check out the videos that we're posting of the different people playing this game because it's a lot of fun. But today I want to give you a tour through these pedals and talk a little bit about what each can offer you. Let's begin on my left here. This is the Plumes from Earthquaker Devices. Now this is a overdrive, and even though it's in a green casing, it's not that traditional green style overdrive that we all know and love. This one is set up to give you a variety of different tones. We've got a lot of gain on tap here. We can set it up to be very transparent. We can use it as a boost. So it offers a wide range of different breakup to full-on overdrive characteristics for your tone. Moving up from there, we have the Wampler Tumnus Deluxe. Now I started out on a regular Tumnus, just love that pedal. It's a transparent overdrive that gives you a lot of dynamics and really helps to kick your amp up to the next level. With the Tumnus Deluxe, not only do you get a 3-band EQ, bass, mid, and treble, but you get a switch here that allows you to go from normal to hot for even more gain out of this, but it still maintains that transparent K-style overdrive, if you will. If you're looking for higher gain amp style distortion, then the Revv G3 is one you definitely want to check out. This is based on one of the channels out of the Revv amplifiers. Gives you tons of gain possibilities, but again, we have a 3-band EQ on this one as well, and that gives you a lot of tone shaping power as well. Responds very dynamically, really feels like an amp when you put it in front of your amp. On my upper left, we have the JHS pedals double barrel. This is the V4 edition of that. Now the double barrel combines 2 different pedals into one. We've got a Morning Glory, which is a clean boost, and then we also have the Moonshine, which is sort of, again, that green style overdrive on the other side, but with a lot more tone shaping capability. You can set the order of the 2 sides of the pedal, you can engage them separately or together. Gives you a ton of different drive options for your board. Coming back down here to the front, we've got the JHS 3 Series compressor. Now this is a straight ahead compressor that still gives you tons of tone and tons of possibilities for controlling the dynamics of your playing. A compressor lets you either even out the dynamics or to accentuate the attack, to squash the attack, to add sustain, so there's a lot you can do to your signal using a compressor. This one gives you volume, sustain, and attack, as well as a bright switch. Sometimes when you compress your signal hard, it can get sort of dark sounding. So we have a bright switch here that restores that brilliance on top and increases the articulation for you. The Keeley compressor is a legendary compressor, and here we have the Compressor Plus, which adds an attack switch. Now the attack switch either lets more of your attack through so you get more of an attack, more articulation, or it can smooth things out in the other position. We've got output level, tone, blend, and sustain, which allow you to really shape the response of the compressor. That blend control is very important because it allows you to mix some of the dry signal back in to maintain the life of your signal while still getting plenty of compression. Next up, we have the Airchild from J-Rocket. Now this is based on a legendary studio compressor that costs thousands and thousands of dollars, but they brought that same response and that same approach to compression into the Airchild pedal. Now this allows you to do everything from very smooth compression, extending your sustain, to accentuating the attack, to bringing out more articulation. It's a very versatile compressor that no matter what you do with it, it just makes things sound better. Maybe the most versatile compressor on our list today is the Max pedal from Universal Audio. Now this is actually a dual compressor, plus it has a preamp circuit in it. The preamp is based on the legendary 610 preamp from Universal Audio. Gives you that really rich, thick, harmonics-laden preamp signal that you can use to boost things up. And then we've got 3 different styles of compressor available on each side here. So we can match together the old Dyna style compressor, if you will, or an FET 1176 or an LA2A optical. We can choose that for either side. We can combine those together. We can use them independently. And this is a very cool pedal because it allows you to get those Lowell George really compressed, super long sustaining kind of tones, as well as all the other traditional compressor effects. Right in front of me, we have the MXR Phase 90, one of the classic effects pedals that dates back decades. This gives you a speed control, but it's preset with depth and regeneration, so it gives you that beautiful, washy, wonderful, modulating phaser effect, all with one control and a foot switch. For more options with our modulation effects, we can go to the Lillian from Walrus Audio. Now, this offers 3 different choices. We have a direct or dry signal, we have a phaser signal, and we have a vibrato signal. We have plenty of control over each of those, rate, width, and feedback to make the sound more rich, and we can also choose either 4-stage or 6-stage. That sets the number of all-pass filters that are in the signal path that we're sweeping to create those phaser and vibrato effects. Speaking of classic effects, the Univibe is one of the classic effects, and we've got the Good Vibrations here from JHS Pedals, which worked in conjunction with the Beach Boys to produce this pedal that recreates the sounds that are found on their albums. It's got all that syrupy, modulated goodness that a Univibe provides with volume, intensity, and speed controls, as well as a chorus vibrato switch. If you want the ultimate in modulation possibilities, then the Mobius from Strymon is one you definitely want to check out. This offers multiple engines that give you everything from phase shifting to chorus to flanging to univibe to swell effects to all kinds of different things. It's all super controllable right from the front panel. We've got 3 foot switches here that we can work with for selecting presets or for setting tap tempo. It doesn't get much more comprehensive than the Mobius. Speaking of modulation effects, the Neo clone from Electro-Harmonix is based on their traditional clone effect, but in a very simple format. Very straightforward, very easy to operate. It has a single rate control and then a switch for depth. So you can set the chorus the way you want it, but you don't have to fuss with a lot of different controls. Just hit the switch, set the rate, and you're good to go. Organizer is really a fun pedal from Earthquaker Devices. What this does is a combination of church organ sounds along with a vintage guitar effect that was called the Guitorgan. It used an actual guitar that was linked up to a processor box and did all sorts of sort of pseudo organ sounds. Well, this is a combination of those two things. It's really a creative effect that's a lot of fun to play. Speaking of vintage, the Mel 9 is based on the vintage Mellotron. The Mellotron used tape recordings, short pieces of tape that sounds were recorded on. When you pushed a key, that tape would pull past and actually play the sound. Well, the Mel 9 recreates that. We've got 9 different types of sounds that were found in the original Mellotron, and it lets you turn your guitar, or any signal for that matter, into an orchestra, a cello, strings, a choir. All those great Mellotron tones are available in this pedal. The newest pedal on our list today is the POG 3 from Electro-Harmonix. Now, the POG has been around for a while. POG stands for Polyphonic Octave Generator. With the POG 3, we get 5 different harmonies along with our original signal. We get 4 different octaves as well as an additional 5th above. Now, this allows you to create everything from really huge choir and string type sounds all the way to organ type sounds to just octave divider tones as well. We've got an onboard filter, we've got attack control, we can detune things. Each of those voices can be panned across the stereo spread. So many creative possibilities are available in the POG 3. Slapback is one of those classic effects for guitar players, whether you're playing rockabilly, whether you're playing country, whether you're doing blues. So many players rely on a quick slapback echo to both fatten up their signal as well as to provide some ambience. With the slapback echo from Electro-Harmonix, we get 3 different settings for the time delay up to 100 milliseconds maximum. We can drive the gain on this to really push it forward for those classic rockabilly tones. And then we also have a blend control, so we can set the amount of the delay along with our original signal. This is a fully analog pedal, but it does offer true bypass. Every guitar player needs reverb. It may be built into the amp, but in that case, you're probably limited to just one sound. To expand your reverb possibilities, check out the RV6 reverb from Boss. It gives you a ton of different reverb types, lots of control, stereo input, stereo output, as well as an expression pedal for taking hands-on or foot-on control over your reverb signal. Speaking of using an expression pedal to be foot on with your controls, the Halo pedal was developed by Keeley in conjunction with guitar player Andy Timmons. Now, Andy has long used 2 different delay pedals that he controlled with expression pedals or volume pedals to swell things in, to set the levels, to really be creative with his delay effects. The Halo brings that all together along with presets for different sounds, stereo operation. You have tons of control over crafting things. Presets are available right from the front panel, and of course, we have an expression pedal input for dialing things in with your foot. The ultimate in reverbs, the Strymon Big Sky MX is one you want to check out. The Big Sky has been around for a while. It's on so many pedal boards, so many guitar players just love it. The MX takes things even further. More sounds, improved algorithms, more control, more possibilities. The Big Sky MX is basically about more. Everything reverb is inside that pedal. Earthquaker Devices had a pedal called the Speaker Cranker that was an overdrive that really let you thrash your amplifier. Well, now they have the Special Cranker, which is the one we have on our board here today. The Special Cranker gives you more. In fact, there's a more control right here on the front panel. So if you really want to push your amplifier, really want to crank those speakers, the Special Cranker is the one you want to look at. To go way over the top with maximum gain, maximum drive, the hard drive from JHS Pedals is the pedal you want to be looking at. Gives you a lot of control for shaping your signal, bass, middle, treble control, and so much gain on tap for metal tones, for psychedelic tones, for all kinds of gain-based tones. The hard drive gives you tons of options. If you're open to taking your guitar sound in totally new directions, then the Rainbow Machine from Earthquaker Devices is one you should be looking at. At its heart, it's a polyphonic pitch shifter, up to a third up or a fourth down. You can blend that back in, have control over it, of course. You can set the tracking, but the important feature here is this magic control, which has an associated foot switch. When you step on that magic control, you never quite know what's going to happen. It's a very interactive control with the rest of the settings, and it can give you entirely new sounds. This can really open up vistas for soundscapes for you. And last but certainly not least, we have the Source Audio Artifact. Now, this pedal was in development for 3 years, and it's a lo-fi pedal, meaning that it's a digital pedal that's going to crush that signal down to a small number of bits and give you new creative tones. It can offer everything from just crusty, low-resolution sounds all the way up to synthesizer type tones. As with all Source Audio devices, we have a ton of control. We've got stereo in, stereo out, lots of presets on board. So again, this can open up a lot of creative options for your guitar sound. So if I were playing the pedal selection game, what I'd be going for is maximum versatility for the music that I do. So the pedals that I'd choose to do that would be the double barrel, because it gives me all those different gain options, the boost, the overdrive, the two of them together, the different orders, gives me a lot of possibilities for establishing exactly the gain or the dirt that I want in my signal. I like to have a little bit of slapback for just some ambience on certain parts. I don't mix a lot of it in, so that slapback echo is perfect for me. And then the Mobius gives me a whole world of modulation choices, so I can cover just about everything using this for all my modulation options. And the same thing with the RV6. There's so many different reverb options here, everything from a straight ahead spring style reverb all the way to special effects. So with this combination of 4 pedals, which brings me to a total of $11, I have maximum flexibility. I hope you've enjoyed this look at our pedal selection game. We've had so much fun with this during Guitar Fest 2024. Be sure to enter to win your choice of these pedals. And thanks for watching today. I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater.